Everybody, is James with the Comedypreneur Show, and today I have a great thing for you. This is a question that comes up quite a bit. I see it a lot that new comedians do, and I just want to talk about it today real quick. Something small, something short, just to get you back out there on the road. I know that none of us are out there doing stand-up right now, and that sucks, but there's a thing that new comedians always ask. How do I remember my set? And that's a good question. That's a great question, right? Because we spend all of our time writing out material, going to open mics, doing all that stuff, working it out, and then we have a show, and we're like, okay, so how do we remember this? So I'm going to give you my tips on how I remember and how I prepare for a show and know my material. So before I jump into this, please like and subscribe, leave some feedback or notes or any kind of message in the comments, and I'll answer it for you. But all right, now let's jump into the show. So, as I was saying, how do you remember your set? Now, the first thing that everyone does if you're a comedian, you're developing jokes for a stand-up set, you write out your jokes, right? You spend your time crafting the joke, writing out the setup, writing out the punchline. If you add tags, you add tags to it, and you work it, and you refine it, and you do it. Then you take it to stage. You work it, you refine it after you come off stage, and you've recorded it, you've listened to it, and you do it again. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret that I have. There's three things that I do every time I'm going to perform a show. All right? So I'm going to tell you them all. Now, in my house, I have a microphone and speaker system, and I practice my set probably about at least a dozen times. I run through my set over and over again. I record it every single time. I listen to it. If it sounds bad, or I went off the rails, or I missed a tag, or I missed a setup word, or whatever it is, I go through and adjust. And then I work on that. And I keep doing that over and over and over again until I have a really great recording version of that set. So that's number one. So I've been practicing it alone, by myself. So I know the beats. I know the cadence. I know the pauses. I know the setups. I know the punchlines. I know the tags. All those things, right? Practice. Then, on my way to the venue, I listened to that perfected set. The set that I got right, that I was recording when I was practicing, I listened to that set over and over and over again. So if it takes me half an hour and I have a 10-minute set, hopefully I've listened to it 3 times. If it's a 5-minute set and I've driving is 30 minutes, then hopefully I've listened to it 6 times. All those things. Like, you just keep doing it over and over and over again. Then, when I get to the venue, right, I check in, make sure I'm still on the list, make sure that what spot I'm going to be, all that stuff. I take out my pen and paper, or a pen, and I grab a piece of paper or whatever. Usually I have something with me, and I write out my set list again. So I listen again to my set one more time, and I write out the set list. If it's my bear joke, I write the bear joke. If it's about family, I write whatever the keyword is, however you know what that joke is called in your mind, that's what I write down. And I do that. And then if I have time, if I can, I'll listen to my set again and just look at the set list. Sometimes I'll write the set list multiple times, but usually writing it out that one time gives your mind the ability to know, hey, this is what I'm going to work on. This is what's happening tonight. This is the plan. I'm going to tell this joke, then I'm going to tell this joke, then I'm going to tell this joke, then I'm going to tell this joke, or however many jokes that you write, right? Then you take that paper on stage with you, set it under your phone or whatever recording device you use to record your set, because you're recording your set, right? You're recording it, right? You should be. Record your set, and then that way you can look back at that set list. You can just kind of glance over, okay, I know that I did the first joke, it's great. I did the second joke, it's great. Maybe, even then, maybe something's not jiving, right? Maybe the way you told the joke doesn't set you up for the other jokes, so maybe, something happens, you should still reference your set list. So just keep that in mind. Or somebody heckled you, or something happened in the room, or whatever, and now you got to get back on track. Having that set list with you will help. Every comedian should go on stage with a set list written out. Every comedian. And there's plenty of big name comedians who do bring set lists on stage with them and put it underneath their phone or on the chair or whatever, so that they have it. Maybe they put it in their pocket. Maybe they hold it in their hand. Who knows? I've seen it time and time again where they have a set list with them, because it's preparation. Comedy is all about preparation. Yes, it is about a little bit being spontaneous. It is about being funny. It is about knowing pauses. It is about knowing your audience. And it's knowing about how to write a joke, right? But you also need to know what you're doing. You need to be prepared. Preparation is the key to success, right? All the biggest comedians, all the most famous comedians, they prepare. they're ready to go out there and nail it. It's like being in a sport. This is a sport. I would almost say it's more of a combat sport than any kind of sport, because it's you and the audience. You're trying to get them to get on your side. You're trying to win them over, woo them over. You're hitting them with setups and punchlines and tags, setups and punchlines and tags. You're trying to get that laugh, trying to get that. It's a fight, right? Sometimes it's really difficult. Some are good crowds, some are bad crowds, but if you're prepared, you can handle any crowd. So that's my tips for you guys. That's how to remember your set. That's how to have the best show, the best set possible. Again, I'll go over it one more time. Practice at home. Find and record the best version of that. Listen to that recorded set over and over again on the way to the venue. Then when you get to the venue, write out your set again. Write out your set list. Write it out, each one, and listen to your set one more time before you go on stage if possible. If you're rushing over there and you can't do it, obviously, that's fine. But hopefully you did it on the drive over there, and now you're ready to go. All right, guys, thank you so much for checking out Comedypreneur. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and have a wonderful day. And don't forget to turn your funny into money. Bye.